Well, I'm rolling on here, all right? And I thought we'd just jump right in. So you got your 3?
Yeah.
I got my 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got mindset, relationships, and scheduling. What do you got?
I can't tell you.
It's a secret.
Hey everyone, Willie Miranda with Miranda Real Estate Group, and I am here with the Michael Baker. You guys have been hearing a lot about Michael over the last few months. Michael is the publisher of the Real Producer Magazine that just came out, first edition, just came out a few weeks ago here in November. And it's a great piece. I mean, as soon as I got it, just went through all the different articles, and you did a great job with Michael. But wanted to ask you, I know you've interviewed now close to 80 agents and some of the top agents here around the Capital District. Why'd you do this magazine?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina last year, and I was actually a real estate photographer. And I built my business by doing a lot of free work. You know, it was very difficult to start and get a portfolio built up. And eventually I got introduced to a man named Tom Bramhall, who was the owner of Charlotte Real Producers. So I sat down with him. I liked what he said, and I was interested in the community that they were building down there in Charlotte. So I ended up partnering with them, sponsoring the program, and my business started to really flourish. You know, I started getting I was a luxury real estate photographer. I started getting 1.5, 2.2, $3.3 million houses. Nice. My portfolio blows up. I hit profit, right? But there was a girl I left back here, so I...
Sherry.
Yeah, Sherry.
Which, by the way, she spells her name the same way my wife Sherry does. Yeah, S-H-A-R-I.
Yeah, and that does not happen. Which
No.
is, you know, it was funny at the golf tournament. They got talking about it. Yeah. It never happens.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, she's my fiance now. But I ended up moving back to Albany because, you know, grass is always greener. But I had to follow my heart. Right. And I had to leave my business behind. So when I ended up moving back here, I talked to Tom, and he recommended that I start Real Producers in Albany. So Real Producers is a franchise. We're now in 71 different cities across the country, and we're growing. It's the fastest growing real estate trade publication in the country. So Albany Real Producers is the first franchise in New York State. I'm happy that it's Albany and not New York City.
Right, exactly.
Right. So the goal for Albany Real Producers is to inspire, inform, and connect the local real estate community through personal stories and networking events. We got social media, we got all those things, but really what it's about is bringing the best of the best together so everybody can become better.
Awesome. Well, you know, you started off with Ben Ling here, a great agent. You have one of our agents, Kristen Jolette, another great agent, rising star. And I know that you're meeting with a lot of other people as well, and you're going to have some really great articles coming up here in the near future. So looking forward to that. But one of the things that, you know, I've been doing a lot with the Ultimate Success Blueprint Facebook page, just educating and training agents and just sharing knowledge with them, sharing different tips to take their business to the next level. And we've been having a lot of great feedback with it. And I thought it'd be fun if we did this beforehand. We actually wrote down our top 3. We didn't share them yet with each other, so we're going to do it here on camera. But he was kind of peeking over to see what I had, so I got to make sure I cover it. But you know, what I find anyways over the years is that when I fly all over the country, I have mastermind groups, I coach agents all over the country as well, but I'm always looking to find out who's the top, and not always the #1 agent, but who's in the top, say, 100, and what are they doing, right? And really kind of narrow it down to see what are some of the commonalities, right? What are some of the traits that they do day in and day out to be successful? And so I thought, and that was a question I asked you today on the way here. I messaged you and I said, hey, let's do a video and then give me the 3 traits of what, now interviewing 80 top agents here in the Capital District, what commonality that they have. So we'll start off with #1.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the last 7 months, I've sat, like I said, I've sat down and I've personally interviewed over now 80 of the real producers. And a real producer is somebody that's in the top 10% of the local MLS. In Albany, it's somebody that does on average 28 transactions a year, $5 million in volume. And those are the professionals.
Right.
And every single individual that I've met is incredibly different. They all have their own different personalities, backgrounds. They're all different stories.
Right.
But there are a few things that I've noticed that they all share. And I think that's what really differentiates the real producers from the regular real estate agents or realtors.
Yep.
And the first one really is, in my opinion, is mindset. For the real producers in the Albany, New York area, they have the motivation, the determination, and the perseverance to be successful. But they have the patience to realize that it takes time.
Right.
Right? And that corresponds with the second thing, which is relationships. I've met with a bunch of people, and I would say probably 90 to 95% of the real producers are relationship-based agents. So they understand the value of a relationship and how important it is to maintain the relationships with their previous clients and everybody in their sphere of influence.
Right.
There are successful transactional agents out there, but not nearly as many. So these guys are always on the phone, staying in contact, and having that top of mind reciprocity with their clients.
Database, yeah.
Like Kristen.
Right.
I mean, Kristen Drolette, she did 60, 70 transactions a year in rentals, maintained those relationships, and when those clients got to the top of the sales cycle and decided to purchase, she was the first person they went to, which is perfect. So that's the second thing. And then the third would really be scheduling, because when you're as busy as a real producer is, you need to be able to be disciplined with your schedule. So time blocking, setting everything up, but life happens. So when something pops up and you got to move things around, you need to prioritize the things that you need to get done and be able to move things around in an effective way where you don't miss out on things that needed to get done. And you don't need any more round to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not going to get round to it. Just get it done.
Yeah.
And those are really the three things that I've noticed between all the real producers.
And you hit it on the head. Those are really good good traits, and I definitely agree with them. I've done a few videos on some of those. You mentioned the relationship piece. You know, we just did a video on the difference between a transactional agent and a career agent. Career agents are the ones that have the relationships, right? They know they have a database, and as they build that database, their business becomes more and more successful. But they know their numbers, right? They time block. They do all the things that you just said. So awesome tips there. So those are great three there. I'll share my three with you. And the first one was that the most successful agents that I've seen out there have an entrepreneur mindset. Right? If you're going to get into real estate, and let's face it, getting into real estate, it's a great business, the best business I feel in the world. I'm a little biased on it, but it's too easy to get in and to be a real estate agent, right? You spend $500, you get your license, you pay $1,000, $1,500 on dues for less than $2,000. You're a real estate agent, and then they come to work, they get their business cards, and they're like, "Yes, let's go," and nothing. The phone's not ringing. What do you mean I got to pick up the phone? What do you mean I got to invest back into my business? What do you mean I don't get paid? I just did an open house and I just worked 50 hours this week. So entrepreneurs are risk takers. Entrepreneurs are people that understand that it's going to take hard work ethic, right, in order to grow your business. And we talked about that earlier. Like, work ethic by far is an entrepreneur mindset. And not to disrespect employee mindsets, because I have some of the best employees I feel in the world. They're awesome. I have 15 employees. But employee mindset, what I mean from a real estate perspective on the sales side, is that if you come in here with an employee mindset, employees know they come in at 9, right? They take a break at 10:30. They go to lunch. They, leave at 5, and every 2 weeks they get a check. Well, that doesn't happen in the real estate world. In the real estate world, we have to manage our time, right? And we have to know that we have to invest back into that business, or we're not going to survive and be successful. So entrepreneur, very, very important. And I think that the more that I see agents adapt to that mind shift, the more successful that they are. Number 2, green and growing. And what I mean by that is, even being on this video today, there's a lot of agents that I'll send it to or share it to, and I'll say, "Hey, did you watch that video?" And they're like, geez, I didn't have time to watch it, right? Well, the video was on time management. You might want to check it out, right? But there's some good nuggets that we just put together here But I know, and when I look, the top agents love this stuff, right? They're up till 2 o'clock in the morning. I was up at 1:30 this morning watching a webinar from a guy out in Minnesota. Yeah. And just because I couldn't sleep, and I ended up getting up, and that's what you do. But it's constantly on my mind to always want to strive to do better and to see what the latest and greatest stuff is. So green and growing will allow you to do that. There's a lot of agents that I see that are ripe and rotten, unfortunately, meaning that they just don't want to go to webinar. They don't want to go on webinars. They don't want to go to training. They don't come to company training. They think they know it already. And unfortunately, this real estate business, you have to adapt to the change, and it's changing quickly, right? It is. And social media, right? We talked a little bit about that. We talked about a lot of different things that are just changing on the marketing front. And if they're not adapting to that, they're starting to become less top of mind. Yeah. And unfortunately, their business is being affected by it. So green and growing definitely is number 2. And then number 3, I think this is my favorite, and I've done it for years, is having goals, but not only goals, but written goals that they actually review at a minimum on a weekly basis, but preferably on a daily basis. Yeah. Where they know, okay, you know what, 2018 is done, here's where I ended up, and now I'm going into 2019, but actually going through and saying, okay, December 31st, 2019, what do I want to say happen in that year, right? Yeah. And actually have your goals set up. How are you on the health? How are you with your family? How are you with your personal? How are you with your business? How are you with your financials? And taking those 5 different components and actually writing those goals and saying, here's where I want to be at the end of 2019. Now you have a vision, you look at it every day, and it's going to happen. Those are the most successful agents that are doing that type of work and setting those type of goals that I feel really sets top agents from, say, the 80% that don't do it. So it's always the top 20% that are going to be your higher achievers, and then the rest of the 80% follows.
Exactly. Yeah.
So those are my 3, but I thought they were good stuff, good 3 things here. So moving forward with Albany Real Producers, what's your goal here going into 2019? I know you mentioned some events and stuff like that. Maybe you can tell some of the viewers what to look for with your magazine.
Absolutely. So this magazine comes out every month. Okay. We actually just approved the December issue, so that should be coming out middle of December. So it'll be hitting mailboxes, and I'm not going to tell anybody who the real producer is. The rising star is Pierre LeBlanc from Coldwell Banker. Okay. Professional hockey player for 13 years.
Awesome.
The dude's got mitts.
Yeah.
But he's the nicest guy ever. Real good guy. He's been in the business a year. He did $4.4 million last year. Okay. So he's just a hustler. So as time goes on, we're going to highlight different agents, different rising stars, and we're going to increase the articles in here as well. We're going to start adding more informational articles, things of that nature. So as Real Producers grows, you're going to have more information. The other thing we do is we do social networking events, and they're not the typical events that you're used to. We go for a laid-back, relaxed atmosphere. It's third party, it's not first party, so nobody's trying to, sell you products or anything like that. It's a place where people can go to network and connect and build relationships with other professional realtors and the vendors that can provide them the best customer service for their clients. So we're going to be doing those at different bars, restaurants, so you'll hear about those. But really, my goal is to make this the best Real Producers publication in the country, the #1. So quality of content, making sure that we're always giving you guys the best of the best, making sure that it's not a book full of ads and that it is actually nuggets of information, value added is the goal. Right. So that's what I look forward to, and I can't wait.
Well, today's what, December 1st?
Yes, it is.
December 1st.
Is it the 30th?
I don't remember.
It's one of them. It's one of them. The first.
Somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But you said it today. You said it here on the video. We're here to support you, and I know you have a lot of agents here in the Capital District that are here to support you as well. So thank you for this. This is well needed, having this here, and we're definitely backing and supporting it as well. So I hope everyone liked this video today, and you picked up some great nuggets here that Mike and I shared. And if I could be of help to you in any way with real estate, please reach out to me. Give us a thumbs up. Share it with other real estate agents. Give us your feedback, and let's go get them this week.